is this work not done already by some Orthodox churches?
That's true. That's you raise a very good question, because I've been mentioning these directives from the Congregation for the Eastern Churches in Rome, and there's a document that came out in 1996, and in fact next year the Congregation for the Eastern Churches, or the Oriental Congregation as it's sometimes called, will have a conference dedicated to the 25th anniversary of this document. It's called the Instruction for the Applying the Liturgical Prescriptions of the Code of Canons of the Eastern Churches.
Catchy.
That's kind of a long title. Yeah, very catchy title, yeah. But if you Google Instruction for Applying Liturgical Prescriptions or something like that into Google, you'll get the text either off the Vatican website or off of the EWTN website. And what it does, it tries to give directives on how to guide bishops and priests and faithful in understanding the liturgical tradition better and helping this process, even using canon law, which might seem counterintuitive, but the Code of Canons of the Eastern Churches actually has a lot of guidelines and directives for reviving our traditions. And so one of the interesting paragraphs of this document, published in 1996, specifically stated that where an Eastern Catholic Church has an Orthodox counterpart or sister church or a church of the same liturgical tradition, for example, for Ukrainian Catholics or Ukrainian Greek Catholics, there would be the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, or for Russian Catholics, there would be the Russian Orthodox Church, that each of these Eastern Catholic churches should look to the Orthodox counterpart, sister church, and work together and not try to deviate too much from these common practices. And like you're saying, if the texts exist, we should use them. And for our church, the Orthodox have actually done quite a lot of work in recent years. For example, for Ukrainian, the Orthodox have started doing a full Meneon, which is the book that's required for every month of the year. So the fixed cycle, so from September 1st to August 31st, so feasts like Christmas or Theophany or Transfiguration or Dormition. And so they've translated a lot of these texts, whereas in our church, we just have kind of like a one-volume, basically a breviary, where it gives kind of the basic things you need, but it doesn't have the full text. And so some clergy and laity understand this instruction from the Vatican to encourage us to go and work together with the Orthodox and try to even use the same text. So because it's the same liturgical tradition, there shouldn't be a kind of a confessional distinction. But unfortunately, that's not the case. For example, with regard to English, very often Eastern Catholics will have the doxology now and forever and ever, where the Orthodox will have both now and ever and for ages of ages, which the Orthodox one is actually a better translation of both the Greek and Church Slavonic original. So it would be wonderful if in the future we could, can't we all just get along and agree on a common translation for these liturgical texts?